Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people. And the way that I do it, number one, is I help people to realize that the Spirit of God lives inside of them. You know, what you consider to be your soul is the Spirit of God. Therefore, all you have to do is take ownership, possession of that, and then you become, the Spirit of God, and God can use you to co-create. So it's like, number two is that I am here to create financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating 1,000,000 millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. People, I have to say this, man. This is my third attempt at recording this video today. I was up almost all night with just download after downloads coming in, and it's like, there's so much thing that's trying to prevent me from giving you this message today. But it's such a powerful message, and I am determined to give you this video. The first time I recorded, it was like 25 minutes, one of the longest videos I've done. And then look around, go to upload it, and it's deleted. And then the second time recording, I got a lot of emergency calls coming in. I'm like, okay, what's going on in the middle of my content? So I'll say this much. I don't care what happens this time. I will finish this message because you need to hear this. My message for you today, people, is to kill your ego, man, so you can rise. At the end of the day, people, realize that everything you see around you is fake. This is not real. This is an illusion that the matrix have projected on us that we've accepted as reality, but that doesn't make it real. And in order for us to break out the matrix, though, is that the way you cure yourself of that, people, is you must rid yourself of your ego, because the ego is what the world and people use to control and manipulate you. Without an ego, then they can't, and it makes sense when you think about it. It's like, think about it. For men, it's masculinity and all about macho masculinity. So if you want to provoke a man, a typical thing to do is to go after his ego. You know what I'm saying? Is to basically try to belittle him. Ray, you're not man enough. Ray. Next thing you know, he's revved up and he's reacting. Now you just manipulated him. For women, same thing. They box you in into certain things. You got to be a feminine, be all these things. So when people break outside that norm, they use that to try to whip you back, to shame you back into position. Listen to me, people. I'm telling you right now, mark my word on this. You kill your ego, and that's how you gain your freedom, man. You gain your freedom mentally because you really stop caring about what other people think. And most important is that people will never be able to manipulate you again. You know what I'm saying? As you go on your spiritual rise, people, of remembering who you are, which the fact that you are your soul, you are the Spirit of God. That's having a human experience. Your body is not your life, people. Your soul is your life. You're just having your soul having a bodily experience in this world. And see, when you embrace that, people, that fact, then you realize that it's okay. We've lived many lives. I've lived many lives. And what I kept saying to my spirit people last night is that, whatever you want to call me, man, I am the second coming of Christ. All different religions call me different things, but I am God, people, and He is Him and I am Him. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. And, no one can change that fact. And as time goes by, anybody that watch and see me can know that what I say is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as you go on your journey of ascension, people, then what happens is you really start to see how fake things are, because you start to see glitches in the system. I was watching a video on YouTube the other day, and it was a guy walking across the street of a busy intersection during rush hour. And he literally, paused in mid-motion, I don't know where the heck he was, some country, wherever the hell he was, but the bottom line is there's cars zipping by him, and he literally was in mid-step, and he was like, you pause on a remote. It's like he was still. That's a glitch, people. Cars had to go around him, and obviously the natural instinct for human beings, just like animals, is fight or flight. If something is car's about to hit you, you're not just going to stand there. You normally get out the way. This man could not move. He was literally there. There was no motion whatsoever. And, it's like little signs over the last week or two has been coming to me, just showing me different glitches, man, where, people, if you really listen to people, they really ain't got nothing to say, man. They ain't saying nothing. They're not really saying nothing. Like, when you listen to them, there's nothing there. you know? And not saying that's for everybody, but little glitch here and there. And even when people do talk, you realize they say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It's just different signs. You know it when you see it that, you know what, that ain't, like, what's going on. It's like you're becoming aware of the bullshit, man. You know? And what's powerful about your ascension too, people, is that you become so aware of what's happening that you don't allow people to manipulate you anymore, because as you ascend, then you are above the manipulation of people. You know? You can see past all of that stuff, man. Like, you can legit see things for what they are. You see the things that I've normally worked on you in the past, where people still try those things that they used to do. Like I told you again, with your ego, people provoke you. But if you don't have no ego, how can they provoke you? You know what I'm saying? And you're so humble, you don't care, man. You know? But it's like the tricks and things that people would normally do to try to whip you back into shape, or trying to get you to feel a certain way, that shit don't work no more, because it's like, you know what they doing, and they know you know what they're doing. So even that creates some friction, because now things are awkward, because they've been so used to manipulating you to get what they want, to where now that you can see past that, they don't know what to do. And you know, it's like, it's a new elevation, man. You know. And it's like what I see also, people, in the spirit, man. It's like, you know, this is indeed our receiving an abundant season. This is our season of harvest. And, you know, things that you can declare these things, people, is realize that in order for your life to change, you have to change your routines, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally change your life just by changing your actions. The things you don't want, you simply don't give it no energy. Energy is everything, people. So if you ignore those things and don't even freaking exist to you, and you put your energy into the things that is for the betterment of your life, then you realize, yes, that your life starts to elevate on a big scale. You know what I'm saying? And those things, that those scarcity, lack, limitation ways of being don't exist no more, because as you go in the abundance timeline, then you're only attracting the things that will lead to abundance. You know what I'm saying? Which means you have a level of expectancy where you expect abundance to happen. You expect miracles to happen. You expect miracles and favor to be your portion. And when you genuinely deep down inside of you believe and expect these things, people, then that's what will come to you. The problem is, most people expect failure, you know, lack, limitation, scarcity, and that's why you can't be surprised when you keep getting that. So in order to change and break that monopoly over your life, is that you have to change, to switch your mindset and ways of being to the abundance timeline and this new realm that you're in, you know. And then those other things that was negative, low vibration things will disappear from your life. But that's how you physically change your life, people. But as you go on your ascension journey, man, I just want you to just be open and keep on praying diligently, man, because that is the language of your soul. You got to speak to your spirit, man, and just really take ownership of that and own that. When you own that, people, then you really realize the true power that you have inside of you, which is the ability to create. Another thing I kept seeing too, people, is that, you know, what God have been doing to me, man, is preparing me over the last 3 years, 4 years at this point. And it's like, you know, I would have never thought God would use somebody like me, people, because I always say I'm not a I'm not a religious person, but I've become to be an extremely spiritual person, in a sense that there's people that you don't expect much from, man. The least among us is who God is using, because God wanted to be undeniable. When people see us rise and they look at us, they realize that there's no other way, no other being that can take credit for this except the Spirit of God that's inside of you, man. God wants all our lives to be testimonies. The people that are willing to put in the work, that is, of course, and kill your ego, because that's the only way that God can use you. See, when you kill your ego, then you have no care or desires for material possessions, because that's of this world, and that's what the ego does. That's not to say you won't enjoy these things, because hell yeah, I'll enjoy luxury too. But it's like, you don't need it, people, because you understand that you have the divine source inside of you. That's everything. Everything else is just a byproduct. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, God can trust you with more and more blessings because he understands you're not going to use it frivolously, but you're going to use it for the betterment of mankind and for spreading his agenda across this world, which is to bring about the greatest prosperity period that this world have ever seen. You know, and it's like the delays, people, is to get you to this point. It's to get you to the point where you realize that that's what God was doing. You know, in the middle of it, it won't make sense to you, but at a certain point, like right now for myself, I understand why I had the delays. I understand why, because I had to kill off all the ego that I had in me, to where you become shameless, people. Guilt-free and shameless. When I say shameless, I mean shameless. Don't really care. You know what I mean? The stuff that used to be important is no longer important to me, people. All I care about right now is doing God's will and accomplishing God's amazing vision and goals for this world that we're creating, which is heaven on this earth. That leads me into the next segment, man. Shout out to my co-creators of Heaven on Earth International, people. This is indeed the space where we are indeed creating heaven on earth, people, and we're doing it energetically because we understand that energy is everything and everything is energy. And what we're doing on a daily basis, people, is that we are consciously, intentionally choosing to inject positivity into this space. We're choosing to inspire people. We're choosing to motivate people. We're choosing to awaken people, man, by giving people insights that they've never seen or heard anywhere before. And I say we because as you go on your journey, not only will I be doing these videos, you'll be doing your own videos, and you'll be able to reach another segment of the market that maybe haven't heard of me or seen me. We have different reaches, different audiences, but that's how we spread God's message to this world. And really and truly, people, God's message is that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. I was so happy when God gave me this vision, January 15, 2024. I'll never forget that day when God took possession of my body for about 5 minutes. And I was crying uncontrollably, and I was getting these downloads of the vision of what's to come. But my point that I'm trying to get at, though, is that that is indeed our purpose as this collective, is to help people realize, number one, in order to be a part of this collective, these are the 3 requirements. Number one is that you must believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. That's facts. Until you get to that point, you cannot co-create with God, because you have to own that the Spirit of God in you is God, and therefore you are God, and then God can co-create with you just like he's doing with me. Number 2, people, is that, you know, you must follow my pages. Yes, you follow my social media pages, watch my videos every day. Why? Because there's consistent downloads. These downloads, as I share bits and pieces of them, it downloads into you, and it sparks and reminds you of who you are, so you could tap into your soul, because that's what I'm speaking to people. When you hear my messages, I'm not talking to your body, I'm talking to your soul, man. And as I communicate with your soul, it continues to rise. That's why you come back here every day, people, and you feel so gravitated to these messages, because I am indeed feeding your soul spiritual messages that God is relaying through me. Number 3, people, is that you need to speak your truth, man. What I see in the spirit is that, you know, you will get paid to exist eventually. And the way that works is that you speak your truth, man. You grab your phone, you record whatever is on your heart. And as you speak your truth, without realizing it, just by you existing and speaking your truth, you are blessing millions of people, eventually billions of people, man. You're blessing them. You're transforming their lives. Their breakthrough is directly tied to you, people. I want you to get that. All right. The benefits and rewards for being a part of this collective, number 1, is that you have a level of peace that you have never experienced before. You have joy like no other, like genuine joy that even in the worst of time, it's like it's bursting through you. You have blessings and favor, man. Favor in the sense that God will bring opportunities that you can never bring by yourself. Blessings in the sense that everything you touch turns to gold. And last but not least, but the most important, if you ask me, is the protection of God over your life. This protects you from any and everything, man. It protects you from governments. It protects you from people. It protects you from harm, any kind of ill will or harm. God protects his people, man, that's doing this work, because we are indeed as warriors out here doing this work. So best believe you're protected, and, you know, we're connected energetically as you follow my page, people. Anyways, man, shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and African diaspora worldwide. You know, one thing I want to touch on, I was watching this video, they was talking about how we have a lot of rare minerals, deposits at the bottom of the ocean, like cobalt and different minerals that's needed for renewable energy. And one of them, I think, was black stone or black gem, whatever the heck it's called, man. I think Australia produced 95% of whatever it is, but it's like a very expensive gem, black diamond or something like that, or black. It's a black gem. But there's other stuff that's down there. Bottom line is this. My caution to Jamaica right now is this. I think one of the biggest technology or most up-to-date technology right now for extracting those is that they go in the ocean bed and literally vacuum up like 4 inches off the sand bed, which obviously is pulling up everything. It's pulling up the precious gems. It's pulling up the organisms. It's pulling up, you know, whatever is down there, man. And my thing to Jamaica and anybody else for that matter is you always got to weigh the resources and the extraction of it versus the cost. Anything that would jeopardize Jamaica being paradise, which is what it is, then we don't want to mess with it, man. We don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Because we already paradise as is, people. And we don't have to go after everything, especially if it's going to jeopardize us being able to experience paradise as we know it. Until there's safer technology where we can extract those resources without jeopardizing paradise. So keep all that stuff in mind, not just for Jamaica, but any other country out there. Anyways, people, my declarations over our life, number one, is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God will continue to shape you and mold you, man, and help you remember who you are. You know what I'm saying? How powerful you are, and that you have the ability to control your destiny and help shape this new world that we're creating, which is heaven on earth, people. Blessings on to y'all and y'all family, man. We'll talk tomorrow.